We're going to start here by looking at forming and solving equations. So forming and solving equations. We're going to do question 17 and 18, and then we'll skip on and do question 19 after that. Okay. So forming and solving equations. So let's start by looking at the first one. So Alex is X years of age. Okay, so Alex is X years of age. That's Alan is X years of age. His father is 3 times as old. So his father would be 3 times X. If the sum of their ages is 64, find Alan's age. Now, we need to do it bit by bit, right? So Alan is going to be X years old. So his dad is going to be 3 times his age, which is 3 times X. Okay. The sum of their ages is 64. Find Alan's age. So the sum just means add. So it's important that you know that sum means add. And I think I've told you that before. There's 3 letters in sum. There's 3 letters in add. So sum means add. So when we add X and 3X, we should get 64. So let's just check. X plus 3X will be equal to 64. So that means that 4X will be equal to 64. And 64, if I want to find out what 1X is, what I need to do is I need to divide both sides by 4. So you can see to go from here to here, I need to divide by 4. But if I divide that side by 4, I have to divide this side by 4. And 64 divided by 4 will give us an answer of 16. So the answer for the first one, find Alan's age. Alan's age is going to be X. So we know Alan's age is equal to X. It says find Alan's age. So Alan's age is going to be 16. Okay. If they asked us what his dad's age was, it would be 3 times 16, and 3 times 16 would be 48. They didn't ask us what Alan's dad's age was. They just asked us what Alan's was. So 16 is our answer. Okay. I better highlight that because that's the final answer. So we could write Alan is 16 years old. And we'll just enter that. Okay. So that's that one done. So that wouldn't have been too challenging. The only challenge there is forming the equation and knowing that sum means add. The next one, we have an isosceles triangle. So this is an isosceles triangle where equal sides are marked. So that means that this side here and this side here are equal. If the perimeter of the triangle is 76, write down an equation in A. Now, all that means is that if it's isosceles, I could just say that that's equal to that. So that's the first step. Okay. So if it's isosceles, I could say that that's equal to that. It just makes it clearer for us to see. So if I was going to get the perimeter is the length the whole way around. So the perimeter means that if I started here, I'd have to add this length, which is 3 times A plus 5. I have to add this length, and I have to add this length. So let's do that. 3 times A plus 5 plus 4 times 2A plus 1 plus 3 times A plus 5. And we're going to leave all of that equal to 76 centimeters. So leave all that equal to the perimeter, which is 76 centimeters. So again, this side plus this side plus this side is equal to the full length, which is 76 centimeters. So this is what they consider to be an equation. It's a bit of a messy equation, but it's an equation all the same. So that would fill the answer. So that would be considered an equation. I'm going to tidy it up now because the next couple of steps say solve, right? So if I tidy it up first of all, 3 times a is 3a. 3 times plus 5 is plus 15. Plus 4 times 2a is 8a. 4 multiplied by plus 1 is plus 4. 3 multiplied by a is plus 3a. 3 multiplied by 5 is plus 15 equals 76. I'm now going to tidy it up, and how I tidy it up, I've got a's there and I've got numbers there. So I'm going to get all the a's together. So a plus 8a plus 3a, I'm going to pull them together. So 8 plus 3 plus 3 will give me a total of 14a. So 14a. The numbers 15 plus 4 plus 15 will give me a total of 34. So plus 34 is equal to 76. I am doing this in steps, step by step. Some of you would have brought all the numbers to the left straight away, all the numbers to the right straight away, and you would have tried to do too much at the one time. And if you try and do too much at the one time, you can easily make mistakes. So it's best if you just do it step by step. Okay. Another thing that I need to reiterate at this stage is it's very, very, very important that you are putting in your steps. There is people that are doing these questions and they're skipping. They might do the first line and they might try, and there would be people in the class who would try and multiply this out in their head and add it here at the same time. Just make sure you don't. Just do everything step by step. Okay. It's not about giving you extra work to do. It's about making sure that there's no errors. Okay. So when you get lazy and try and skip steps, you end up making mistakes. And if you end up making mistakes, then that is mistakes due to silly things, and it's just not good to see mistakes. So our last step there is 14a is equal to 42. So to find out what 1a is, we divide both sides by 14. So if we divide the left-hand side by 14, we'll get 1a, but we have to make sure we do the same to the right-hand side and divide that by 14. So divide 42 by 14 and you'll get an answer of 3. Okay. So what we've done so far is we wrote down the equation. This would have been the equation here. Okay. And that's the equation simplified. Solve the equation. This is the equation solved. Find the length of the equal sides. So 3 times a plus 5. So 3 times a plus 5 would be the next step. So part 3 of that question. 3 times a plus 5. 3 times a plus 5 is the same as saying 3 times, and instead of a I can put in 3 now because I know it's 3 plus 5. So that's the same as saying 3 times 5, 6, 7, 8, and 8, 16, 24. So my answer there would be 24. So the length of that side would be equal to 24. So that's my 3 answers got for that question there. Okay. So we'll just continue on there to the last question in that exercise, which was question 19. So we're still on farming and solving equations, and we'll get this question solved now. So Jack is 7 years older than Conor. If Jack's age is X years, what is Conor's age? So we'll start off there with both Jack and Conor. So we'll start off with Jack. And Conor. So it says Jack's age is X. If Jack's age is X years, what is Conor's age? So Jack, we're saying, is X years. Jack is 7 years older than Conor. So if Jack is X, let's just look at this in terms of just understanding. So we're going to say that Jack here is X. The question said that Jack is 7 years older than Conor. So we're saying that this is Jack. Who's older as who? Jack is 7 years older than Conor. So Conor is obviously going to be younger. So Conor is going to be down here. So Conor is going to be x minus 7. So we're just looking at that from a different perspective. If Jack is x years, so Jack is x years, Jack is 7 years older than Conor. So there's 7 years in the difference here. So obviously Conor is going to have to be 7 or x minus 7. Okay. So it's important that we understand that. I leave that there just so we can use that as a reference if we need it. So he's equal to x minus 7. Okay, so if Jack is x, what is Conor's age? Write down an expression for the sum of their ages. Okay, so the first part there, so the first answer there is just this here. Write down an expression for the sum of their ages. So the sum of their ages, if we were to add them together, so for part 2, the sum of their ages will be x plus x minus 7. And I just write in the expression, so that's 2x minus 7. So 2x minus 7 would be the expression to represent their two ages if we were to add them together. So the last part of that question there says, if twice the sum of their ages is 66. So if 2 times this is equal to 66, find Conor's age. So let's do that here. So we'll do part 2 over here because we've loads of room. May as well make the most of it. So 2 times, I'm going to put 2 in pink because it's 2 times the sum of their ages. The sum of their ages is 2x minus 7. We worked it out in the last part. And the sum of their ages is equal to 66. Then we need to be able to work that out and find the value for x. And how we'll do that is 2 times 2x gives us 4x. 2 times negative 7 is negative 14 is equal to 66. I now need to bring the negative 14 across to the right hand side. And I'll be left with 4x equals 66 plus 14. And 66 plus 14 will give us 80. So 4x will be equal to 80. So 1x will be equal to, I need to divide the left hand side by 4. But if I divide the left hand side by 4, I need to divide the right hand side by 4. And 80 divided by 4 will give us 20. We're almost there. The question asked us to find Conor's age. So if I want to find Conor's age, Conor is going to be x minus 7. So Conor is going to be equal to 20 minus 7. So Conor is going to be equal to 13 years old. And that's our final answer there. Okay.